Hi, my name is Stacy, and I'm excited to tell you about our new redesigned order management pages for creation and management of the sales order. With these redesigned pages, we have simplified the order management screens, allowing you to control which fields you see on the main page for entry, including your extensible flex fields. We want you to be able to enter the order quickly, keeping your hands on the keyboard. We've given you generative AI capability for acknowledging orders, change orders, and the ability to capture change details on the order. And across it all, we've given you guided journeys to help educate your users on how to create and manage those sales orders. So, without further ado, let's look at creating and revising sales orders within our new redesigned order management pages. First, how do you get to these new pages? So I'm here within the order management section, and I'm going to go click under quick actions, show more, and create sales orders new. Additionally, I could go into sales orders new and search for an existing sales order, or click on the create order button within the sales order search. First thing you may notice here is that I have a defaulted my business unit division operations. Now that is a new option that we have given within our new redesigned pages, that you can have a default determined via a profile at the user level to set my initial business unit. You will also notice that, so you'll see that I have about 7 columns up here. I'm going to switch, for purpose of demonstration, I'm going to switch to another business unit, and you'll see that those fields change. The reason for that is we have business rules configured that allows Vision Operations to have additional columns chosen. Business rules will allow you to customize your experience and allow you to show and hide the fields that you need for your business unit. And yes, this does include the EFFs, or extensible flex fields. So I'm going to switch back to Vision Operations here. And we're going to go ahead and I'm going to start with the order type. We're going to enter for standard orders. We're going to say this is demo 123. And instead of starting with my sold to customer up top that I skipped, I'm going to just enter my bill to account number. I know my accounts. I'm going to go ahead and enter my account number. You'll see that once I do that, it will actually take and default my ship to and my customer from that. We can go ahead and then put in our requested date of the 20th of September. So even with the business rules on there, you will see that I only have the 7 fields. What if I need to put in additional data on my order header that's not within these 7 fields? You can click on additional order details, and this will show all of the fields available within the order header. Okay. Also, any extensible flex fields will be available within the additional order information here. So you'll see that there's several EFFs contexts available there. So the recommendation from product management is to put the things that you'll need 80% of the time onto your order header and keep everything else in the drawer. Things that you may not use as often, keep those within the drawer. They can access those as needed. So we'll move down to our line here. And I've also been able to apply business rules on the line. We've hidden a couple fields. We've added the warehouse and made this as we need it for our task today. So I'm going to enter my item of AS92888. And we'll enter a quantity of 10. And I'm just tabbing through that, trying to keep the hands on keyboard as much as possible. And we'll hit enter. I'm going to add my next item, AS54888. And enter my quantity of 10. And we'll leave the date. And for AS54888, I want to go ahead and enter the warehouse. So I'll go ahead and enter that. And note this initial line here. This is kind of a ghost line that you do need to be able to accept the changes before that line is added to the order. Okay. If I want to make any modifications on these lines, I can double click and go into that line, or click on the edit pencil here on the side. Okay. So next I want to be able to show you a couple different things where we've moved and kind of changed the design of a couple areas. So we're going to go up here to Actions and Manage Sales Credits. So sales credits used to be within the order header and then again at the line level. We have moved that into one central location, so you're managing your sales credits all together. This is helpful as sales credits usually are not necessarily part of the purchase order, but they're managed separately, kind of above and beyond of who the salesperson that's responsible for either certain items or for the entire order. So here you'll see that I have my order level sales credits and I have my lines that I can maintain as uneditable lines and uneditable. They would have a separate section as well. So I'm going to go ahead and enter my salesperson of Sarah Bailey. And we'll give her a revenue percentage of 100%. And I've entered that. Now, my lines here, they are selected as the same as order level, so it's going to take the Sarah Bailey from the order header. If I wanted to, I can go ahead and select one of those lines. We'll say for our desktop here, we wanted that different than the order level sales credits. And we'll go ahead and we'll give that to Adrian Jones here. And give him 100% as well, so give him full credit for any of the desktops. And so I've now put Adrian Jones here for 100% of the line. I could also select that and reset that to order level if I want to remove that individual line level sales credit that has been given. Okay. So once I'm done with my sales credits, I click apply. I will also note that when we went into sales credits, we did do an autosave. So you'll see that we've already got our sales order number here as well. So there's certain points in the transaction that we will do autosaves, and just to make sure that you don't lose that order as you go through the process. Okay. So again, here when we click on a line, we can copy that line, and we can then select options. We don't have as many options for copying of a line that we have for the header, but we do have the ability to say, do we want to copy the extensible flex fields, attachments, and the line level sales credits. So since I have applied line level sales credits, we'll go ahead and create that copy. Okay, so we've copied that line. So you'll see that that new line has been applied to line 3. One of the things that you will see here is that our lines do go in reverse order. So the first line I entered was on the bottom, and the last line I entered is on the top. The theory here is that the line that you're going to want to edit probably is one of the last couple that you've entered, not one that you've entered at the very beginning, especially if you're adding to this order throughout. And the one that you're going to want to validate, you also wanted that next line that once you entered it, you want to validate it. You'll see that right in that next line. Okay, so I also want to discuss some holds and some changes in the holds. So I'm going to go up to Actions, and I'm going to apply hold. Okay, so under my hold name here, we're going to apply a shipping hold. And we're going to go ahead and apply that hold. And at this point, it will do an autosave as well. Okay, and so see I have a banner that will show on the order that says I have one hold applied. I'm going to go ahead and click on View All. And you'll see that the shipping hold is there. A couple different things you'll see on this. First of all, we have a section called Releasable Holds. Then we have Unactionable Holds and Released Holds. Releasable holds are just that holds that I can release as a user. I have the permissions, release these holds. Unactionable holds are holds as the user logged in, I do not have the ability to action these holds. For example, they could be system holds, or it could just be a hold that is for another area. Maybe I put on a quality hold and only someone in quality can release, or a credit hold and only someone in the credit department can release those holds. So unactionable holds are holds that are applied to the order, and however, I, as the current logged in user, do not have permission to release them. And the release holds, they are holds that have been released, and you can show those by switching the switch here and looking at any of the released holds on the given order. Additionally, we have a new section here for applied, where you see this banner for applied. So we have 3 different statuses this could be: applied, active, or released. Released, pretty self-explanatory, that hold's been released and it's no longer affecting the order. Between active and applied. So applied means that the hold is applied to the order. However, it is not currently impacting the current orchestration of the order. For example, I've applied a shipping hold on here. I want that hold to stop the shipping steps, but I should be able to do any other steps on the order, including scheduling, reserving the material. I just don't want it to ship. Okay, so that hold is applied. It's not active until I get to that shipping step, until it's waiting to go to that shipping step, and then it's stopped because of that hold. Okay, so you see this is applied. I haven't even submitted my order. So this hold, there is no way that it's being impacted for that. We will look at that hold in a minute again. Okay, with that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to submit my order. Okay, so we also have a new feature that through our Express mode in Visual Builder Studio, you can turn on certain options. And one of those options is being able to get a sales order acknowledgement at the submit. And this sales order acknowledgement, that's part of our initial release in 24D, is actually using generative AI to deliver you a sales order acknowledgement that can be sent to the customer. So we have here we've sent the information on the order through generative AI, and AI has summarized that for us and is giving that to us in a user readable format that can be sent to a customer as a formal email. So I'll get this email. If I want to send that, click on review an email, and you see the draft of that there. I can make any changes to that manually. If I want to just regenerate, I can click on AI Assist, and when I'm happy with that, I can go ahead and click send email. For now, I'm just going to click on cancel, and we are going to continue on with the next part of the order. So as part of our submission process, it is all about flow. What do you want to do next? So I'm going to grab my order number here, and I can either create a new order or go to the sales orders page. I want to search for this order. We're going to go through some revision steps. So I'm going to go to the sales order page. Okay, so we've got our search up here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in my sales order number. And I'm going to click on the link to open that up. Okay, so here you see that my line status is reserved. And if you see the hold on the order, I'm going to go ahead and click on view all. And you see that shipping hold is now active. Instead of before it was applied, now it is active. And so that these order lines are currently being held up with this hold. So if I want them to go to that shipping step, I need to release the hold. If I want them to go to the next step available in this order, I need to release that hold. Okay, we are going to make a couple changes to this order. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Create Revision to go into Revise mode. So once I have that order open in Revise mode, I can start to make my changes. So the first change I want to make is this line here. I want to go ahead and edit this, and I want to change that date. I missed changing that date, and it defaulted when I copied it to today's date, and I want to change that. So we're going to go ahead and revise that. And they want that October 18th. And I also want to edit this line here for the laptops. We want to change the quantity, so I'm just going to double click on this one. Opens in Revise mode. I can change that quantity. I'm going to go ahead and enter to make sure that line is accepted. If the check mark's there, that change has not been accepted yet. And you see I've hit enter there, and now once the edit pencils are all there, I know that this order is in a shape that I can go ahead and submit that. I want to show one other feature that we've added with our revisions. If I click on additional order details here, I'm going to switch to my order details tab. And I have a revision reason, and I also have revision comments that I can give here. So this is new functionality that to be able to give that reason. And we also have given you the ability for AI to assist you with get that reason. So AI will send to AI will send the previous revision details or previous revision details, and then the current details on your current order that you're about to submit, and then it will give the differences. It'll take those differences and determine that and put that into a change history format for you. I'm not going to enter anything here because we also give the ability to do that at time of submit. So you have the option to either do it here manually, or you can actually do it at the time of submit, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm not going to populate this just yet. Okay, we're going to go ahead and submit the order. Okay, and so here you'll see that change details drawer that I talked about pop up. I'm going to go ahead and enter my revision reason that this was customer requested. I wanted that change of quantity, and it will detail those changes out. So I'm going to go ahead and click on AI Assist because after I've given it the revision reason, that kind of inputs into that. So I want to regenerate that so that we know that that change was customer requested. Okay, so order level is increased, and here's the details. Requested ship date's been delayed by 45 days, and given the changes to that, and the changes have been made per their customer request. If I want to make any changes to those manually, I certainly can. I can clear it out and have AI regenerate as well. We're going to add and submit the order. Okay, so now you see that the revision 2 for the sales order has been submitted. And I also have a change order acknowledgement here, so that this is saying, customer per your request, we've successfully updated that order, and so we've changed the date, the order quantity, order total is increased, and giving them all those detailed changes. If we like that, we want to email that and acknowledge that to them. We can click review and email. It will bring up that contact email there automatically. It says that their order's been updated, and this will also give you the details there. You can modify that, change that manually, or call AI again to have it kind of revamp that a little bit. Okay. So given that, if you want to send that email, you can go ahead and click send. Right now, I will go ahead and click cancel. And from here, I can go on to my next step. I can go back to the sales order page. I can create a new order, whatever is next in store for me. With this revision history that we have captured, we can look at that within the sales order. So I'm going to go back to my sales order page from here. We're going to bring up that order again. So that's our order. I'm going to click on the link. We can click on actions and then go to view revisions and related orders, and we'll see that data that we put there. So we'll see that the original order was first, and then here's revision 2, which is currently processing, which gives that individual change order details that that AI helped us put in as we were doing the revision in the previous order. Thank you for your time. I hope you've enjoyed our demo of our new redesigned order management pages. Before you opt into this feature, please make sure the features needed for your business are supported. Once you do opt in, you cannot opt out. However, a classic UI can still be utilized alongside the new Redwood UI. For additional information, refer to the What's New for details on how to opt into the feature and additional setups. You can also visit our Video Hub channel, Order Management Redwood, for additional video tidbits on the features within our Redwood user interface. Thank you. Have a great day.